I'm Howard Phillips Lovecraft, and today's question comes to us from a young viewer who wants to know my thoughts on Miss Anne Rice's novel, The Tale of the Body Thief, particularly how it makes use of my own story, The Thing on the Doorstep. Now, prior to this question, I was unfamiliar with the works of Miss Rice, but since I have found them to be rather a fascinating collection of stories about vampires. Now, we've talked at length about vampires on this program and how I view them to be the sort of horror equivalent of a bechamel sauce. Not a great deal of substance in and of themselves, but they allow a writer or an artist to impart their own anxieties, their own fears about the world, and create stories of real substance. Whether they're using vampires to explore the idea of a parasitic other coming to prey on them, or whether they're looking into their own sexual anxieties or fears of consumerism, vampires allow us to explore a great many ideas. And what Miss Rice has done is taken the idea of the vampire novel and flipped it somewhat. Instead of the perspective being on we frail humans in fear for our lives, we are seeing the perspective of the vampire themselves, how they interact with society, how they interact with their own loss of humanity. It's a rather clever way of playing with it. And this book in particular plays with it by having its vampiric character Lestat regain humanity and have to wrestle with just what does that mean. Now, as for the use of my own story, Thing on the Doorstep, which has to do with body swapping in its own way, I must say I'm rather honored. I always am humbled and intrigued when people decide to make use of my work, and whatever inspiration they find from it, I say they're welcome to it. Ms. Rice, you can make use of any of my stories at any time. Except perhaps leave me out of your Sleeping Beauty stories. I think that would just be best for everyone involved. As always, I'm Howard Phillips Lovecraft. Thank you.